Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today, I would like to introduce you guys me as Hafiz with my group members Tija and Mira. We guys need to required do a summary and also a presentation of video reviews on a risk and a risk management for chapter 6 and insurance contract in chapter 7. So, um, we are required to find two videos that are related to a risk and risk management for chapter 6 and also insurance contract for chapter 7. So, for the introduce, I would like to start with the headline of the video. So, for the first video, there is the doctor talk about 25 years father in the UK who lost part of his leg and had to be put into a medically induced coma after accidentally taking too many diet pills. Next, we go for a little summary of this video and opinion, also a recommendation for us, which is will present by Mira.
Hi, I am Amira Asmi. So here is the video that I chose, which is Diet Pill Horror Story. There is peril and hazard. Generally, perils mean danger. In insurance contract, perils that are covered are usually specific, which is fire, water, wind and also theft. The video shows you that a 25-year-old father in the UK have been affected by the supplement. And look closely, all he did was he accidentally overdosed himself, that he took each of the controversial diet pill and it sent him in one day trying to lose a little extra fat, jumpstart hoping to add more muscle, but it was ended up in losing those muscle. Because of the side effect of the supplement, doctors say they have to cut a part of his leg off, and literally after he took this pill, part of his leg, the part of his leg is shown that there it died because of apparently the chemicals have spread to his leg, which make his leg die. Furthermore, it is being known by all of us that our normal degree of the body is just around this 36, but unlike the supplement, it really raised his body temperature to 107 degrees and it gonna be put into a medically induced coma. So, as a loss adjuster company, we discover 5 steps. There are 5 steps for product liability risk management. So the first one is transfer risk through management supplier. Risk transfer service help the business to escape financial vulnerabilities attributes to liabilities incurred by others for lawsuit and also penalties. So at the beginning of a contractual partnership, partnering with a lawyer specialist in liability law to negotiate a risk management arrangement, it will help the manufacturing business transfer risk. So at the outset of a business partnership, ensuring that all decisions are reported in writing help it to prevent accountability decision from being taken in the courtroom after the evidence. So the second step in the risk management process is managing supplies and also imported goods. Enterprise importing goods, components and raw materials which are net shipped to an end user may be solely responsible for such safety standard. They may be necessary to check that the imported product complies with the industry requirement and government regulation, and to ensure that the end user has received sufficient safety alerts and also instruction. In the event of a next allegation, importers should attempt to obtain a relevant information from their suppliers, having regard to certain obligations. So the third step is think safety during the design phase. During the product design phase, hazard can be safeguarded against how the product will be used, and any type of hazard that may result from its use should be taken into account in the safety analysis incorporated into the design process. All goods need to comply with the safety requirement of industry and government. Instruction marks and notice should comply with and be pronounced and understandable according to this requirement. To ensure that the goods are up to date and consistent with the new requirement, a safety check should be carried out on a regular basis. So the first step is keep essential record. Manufacturing companies should develop documentation policies to satisfy relevant regulatory standards and also business goals. While planning for any potential product liability lawsuit and keep critical record. This is because to establish a preserved policy for record to help any document that might be relevant in the future. The last step is enable and review customer feedback. Faulty or defective goods cause significant injury, collateral damage, and cause business to be stopped every year. Brand recalls, negative publicity, and loss of goodwill can occur in certain extreme scenarios. Many of these problems, however, can be avoided if consumer review and concern and are routinely reviewed by producer and distributor. In order to mitigate product hazard and exposure, taking this measure will help business take positive action at an early stage. It allows business to adapt to consumer desire and build opportunities for product development by encouraging consumers to voice their concern.
For the conclusion that we can say about diet pills that slim down or manage the body can kill us, we need to know it must have a negative side effect if we do not take steps that we should do, and also avoid excessive things in build the diet once. To me, in managing our body without exercise, or it is done in excess, and also in the term of controlling nutrition is a factor as to how the video can happen, and it's not impossible. So as these people should not take the easy way out by taking slim pills without taking into account of health factor that affect without us realizing and knowing it will be a worse actually. And then so here whatever we need to see the deep effect will when we take slimming drugs in quantity in getting the body ideals we desire in the right way. So for the second video that we need to make a little summary and presentation, which is, if you can see in the headline, it's about tsunami Japan in 2011. As a little introduction, the earthquake is often referred to in Japan as the Great as Japan Earthquake, which is Higashi Nihon Daihinsai, and it's also known as the 2011 Tohoku earthquake in that country. So for the second part, we will do a little summary and also the review about the video and opinions and also a recommendation which will be present by our group members, Tija. So, let's go.
Based on the video chosen, it is about a tsunami that happened in Japan 2011. All across northern Japan, there fell a violent magnitude 9.0 earthquake on March 11. It was centered about 80 million offshore, and tsunami warning went up immediately in coastal city. People know what to do next. Run to the higher ground, eat from this vantage point on hills, and eat tall building. Their incredible footage was captured in Casanova. People retreat to a high-rise rooftop and could only watch in horror as tsunami waves inundated their city, knocking building into a rubble and mixing into kind of tsunami soup, filled with vehicles, building parts, and contained seawater cascaded over seawalls. And in the cities, it showed that water rushing over at 18-foot seawalls. In the Kamashi city, the seawall here was the world's deepest and largest, but not enough for the magnitude of the March 11 disaster. It was the largest quake ever known in Japan and one of the 5 largest reported in the world. More than 28,000 people are confirmed dead from this tsunami. Next, we move on to the risk management about tsunami in Japan. In order to provide effective risk management, countermeasures, NGO community organizations, and government officials have developed and applied multiple methods and guidance. In Japan in particular, in order to cope with frequent natural disasters, various evacuation drills have been adopted and conducted as part of risk management. According to the result of 2005 survey on the earthquake and tsunami risk awareness collected in Japan, the average evacuation drill participant rate was only 19.5%. In tsunami risk management, individual understanding and management of risk information is typically fraught with challenges. These challenges include limited knowledge of tsunami risk prediction, a sense of desperation due to inconceivable hazard prediction, and underestimation of productive efficacy. The 2012 risk prediction report stated that there will be a Nankai true tsunami that will impact Oketsu. The magnitude and scale of the risk prediction discouraged community members, especially older adults, from undertaking tsunami risk management measures. I'm already old. I would rather be swept away with my house in the tsunami. Given that tsunami predictions are so serious, I started to believe that it is meaningless to undertake further preparation for the tsunami risk. Was a major reason given by elderly adults for their rejection of the single-person drill, which also made participant requirement quite difficult. Different from answering questionnaire survey, person drill required participants to actively respond regardless of the cool and the heat. For my opinion, I think Japan needs to take precautions measures for the future because flood or natural disaster often occur there whether they are severe or not. First, Japan has a network of early warning instrument system to sense a quake on the ocean floor, so that they will take the first step when knowing the radius is high and can go to the safe place that built for earthquake. It can also reduce the number of deaths due to the flood or tsunami that occur there. Every natural disaster is sure to increase. This is one of the steps taken by Japan to reduce the death toll that is rising due to this natural disaster. Next is find a high place to avoid flood or tsunami. Thus, most likely can save your life, even family members. The tsunami is not a single wave but a series of waves, arriving from a few minutes to hours apart. Do not assume that after one wave, the danger is not over. Do not go back to the area until the tsunami warning is cancelled. Tsunami wave may hit repeatedly, in some cases reaching greater heights.
In a conclusion, based on the video of the Japanese tsunami in 2011, it had a profound effect on the Japanese people, especially as a result of the earthquake on the Pacific coast of Tohoku. We also understand that tsunami hit mainland Japan and killed more than 10,000 people, especially drawing, although blunt trauma also causes many death. Just additional info, the latest report from the National Police Agency was reported confirmed 15,899 days in the country. Of course, what we can see is that has a bad effect on the people of Japan as a result of the disaster, and it's not only a material loss but also a complicated impact on image Japan in the international world, especially in the East Asian region. So here is that clear that is in the story and a bitter that people of Japan must remember about the earthquake and tsunami that occurred in 2011.